when you've only got 6 metres of sight and you can't really see the bottom. Just looks like you're just going to land in a big black hole after you get up there and you start coming down. It's actually quite fun.
Michael can't see a thing, but he's having a blast.
You guys having a good time so far?
Yes, we are.
And what do you think is your favourite part about camp?
Today I think it was the flying fox.
I just like abseiling and the flying fox.
They're pretty cool, huh?
Yeah.
They are.
It's really fun.
Is Shannon going to go?
Lucy McLeod came to this camp as a kid. Now she's one of the leaders.
It's pretty scary, actually. It's really good to see them like gaining confidence and stuff. Like, you know, there's a girl in my group who, you know, she's quite scared of, you know, things like this, like the flying fox. But you just need to sort of give her confidence and sort of show her, and, you know, make her touch the walls, you know, feel the rope, so, you know, it's strong, you're not going to fall. So you just have to sort of talk to them and, you know, reassure them it's okay, and then their confidence grows, and it's really good to see.
There's some nice male bonding there.
Oh, yeah.
What else is cool about camp? Is it making friends and things like that?
It is, yep.
And like
And meeting new people you don't know.
this one's the next one. It's kind of bumpy on the wall.
All the kids attend their local school. They hardly ever get to meet other kids with vision impairments.
And then look what's it.
When you're at home, do you know anyone else that has vision impairments?
No.
So it's kind of cool coming here and everyone's pretty much the same, eh?
Yeah. Although some can see a little bit, and I can't at all.
I'll go first. And you're going to need to put the planks out as you go. Can you do that?
And slot them into a groove on the other side of the...
I'll show you the first trunk.
We have Renee, who's totally blind. Her aspiration is to become a leader, really. So she's here, although she's only 11, she's already here thinking, I want to be back here in the future, and what do I need to do for that, and what skills do I need to have for that?
There you go. You want to be on top of that? Cool.
I think some of the skills that I'd need to be a leader would be to be responsible, reliable, trustworthy and helpful.
All right.
So now we need another plank that fits.
When it comes to problem solving, these kids are
Okay,
experts.
you slot that end in. It's just in front of you there.
It's a skill they put into practice every day, all day, figuring out how to do stuff with restricted vision.
So let's go for it.
Too often, they're left out of fun activities because family, friends, even teachers worry about their safety and don't realise they can do it.
Slot it in there.
Yeah, I'll help you when it's time. Yeah.
My friends are the ones who probably hold me back since we're doing cricket and PE. We're all learning how to pitch, so it's not always going to be dead straight, so they're just worried that I'm going to get hit by one.
People say, oh, you can take this shortcut in running, or oh, we'll just take off the bar and high jump, or you can go under the high jump bar. And I usually think I will do this.
I don't really mind if I get hurt. I just want to try it.
Sometimes they refer to it as the cotton wool syndrome, you know, not letting go. It's gaining the confidence of parents to allow their students to come to camp. We aren't going to hurt their children.
Number 3. No, that says number 3 on the top.
It's not open.
That's number 3. It has a big 3 on the top. Come this way. Here's the toilet. Walk backwards. Stop. Here's the door.
Yeah.
Boys' toilet.
You right there?
Yeah.
After a hard day, it's time to wind down and read a good book.
What are you reading now?
The Secret Garden.
So when you're learning Braille, how does that work?
Well, usually we learn it the same way as print. Except it's different than print. So we learn the alphabet, then we learn how to spell the words, and then we learn contractions, which are like a grade up and help us write faster.
Kids with a vision impairment are supported at school by a visual resource teacher. And it must be hard when there's dust and things on the page.
Yeah, and some people in our class like to squash them, the dots, which makes it even more difficult.
That's not cool. Do you get a sore finger sometimes?
Sometimes, but it's usually when I've been reading plastic Braille. After I read plastic Braille, it hurts.
It kind of takes me longer to learn how to read because I first off started reading print, and now it's kind of getting confusing, but sooner or later I will get the hang of it and I will be faster than my friends.
La, 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 la. La, 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 la. Okay, you don't need to.
It's a new day, which means a new adventure.
Vision impaired children have to live their daily lives, and there are often aspects to those daily living skills that we're unaware that they haven't developed. So it's also an opportunity to observe and assess students so that we can build on their programs.
This morning I sat next to Michael and I said, can you butter your toast? And he said yes, because he wanted to not give away that he couldn't, really. So when he had a butter on his knife, I could work out after a few minutes that he had no idea where he was on his toast, really. So these are things that we try to pick up here, but also when they come home, we need to do some work around it.
You learn a lot more about a student if you're actually living with them. Those little things that go to make life so much easier that we take for granted every day. For example, putting toothpaste on a toothbrush. How does that happen? Identifying shampoo and conditioner. Those sorts of things that often you're unaware of, that we take for granted.
Putting on toothpaste, it's fine. It's kind of difficult. It usually ends up on the side of the toothbrush. But I don't really mind that much because in my mouth I just seem to turn it around somehow.
Stop, you better get food away. Do you want to go my arm properly?
Yay, nice.
No, properly?
No, just my face got caught.
Oh.
Yeah.
Here you go. Just a call the door phone because you're not holding on properly.
I'll come see someone to help you then, shall I?
Lobby, what vein are we in? What, you're colourblind?
I haven't got my top.
Why not?
Well, I thought I didn't want to go for a swim. Nor do I have my sunglasses.
You right? You're going to turn right here?
So is this not the old one?
Today, we're off fishing. At the Tongariro National Trout Centre, the kids learn interesting facts and get to see the fish up close.
It was kind of difficult to listen to the instructions because the cicadas were so loud.
Is these cicadas really loud in your ears right now? Yeah, like really. You can't even hear our conversation. So loud are the cicadas, it must be overwhelming and really disorienting if you have a vision impairment.
Athletics days or swimming sports or something, people might make lots of noise, squealing and cheering, and then I don't really know what's happening because everyone's making so much noise. At birthday parties and things, yes, I do get overwhelmed sometimes. I don't really get overwhelmed as in I want to scream, but sometimes I just like to go into a different room when it's really quiet to rest.
And then finally, the moment the kids have been waiting for, catching their own trout. It may seem like an unusual activity, but an old fisherman told me that fishing is actually all about paying attention to the feeling of the fish on the line.
This.
That's a trace. It's got a nylon.
But why is it called that?
I don't know. Just called a trace. And there's the hook.
And how do you know you've got a fish?
You'll know when you've got a fish because you're going to do it all. I'm not going to. This is your job.
Will you tell me when to turn it?
Yeah, I'll tell you when to turn it.
When you see a fish on my arm.
Cast it. Yes.
Why do we have to reel it back in?
It makes the fly move, and then the fish hopefully will grab the fly.
Bite! Oh, we got
a fish.
Did we?
Yep.
See you later,
It's only a
fish.
little one. Just wind him gently. You feel it?
Yep. He's trying to get out, isn't he?
He is, yeah. Not too happy. How inches long?
Okay, should I stop now? Whoa.
Whoa, run away from it.
I'm not going to let him go.
Yeah, hang on. Stop there. Stop. You got the net. Right.
Whoopsie.
We got it. Right, let's go to the rock, eh?
Don't let him go.
No, I've got the fish in the net. There you go.
Is he dead now?
No, no.
How do you know he's not dead?
I haven't hit him yet.
He's jumping around, isn't he?
Ugh.
Can you find him again?
Flying everywhere.
Shall I knock him on the head?
Over to your right.
Yep.
Look on my head. That's it. Now he's not. Now he's dead.
Dead now. Ooh, ooh.
There you go. It's a rainbow trout.
Shall I go and show the others, shall I?
The best thing about catching that fish on that day was the biggest fish of the day. It was a female, one of the only females.
Oh my goodness, he's huge.
We took it to the place where they cook it and fillet it.
Had it cooked in a nice lunch. Mmm.
And so draws to an end another successful camp.
I felt good about myself because I tried most of the things which they set out.
Now I can actually do things without having any doubt about that I can do it.
I felt quite free, like I was free and falling down and just walking backwards down the abseiling.
I got up that climbing wall. I got down the abseiling wall. I did all those things. And if I can do all those things, I bet I can do more.
Yes, I will be going back next year. It was such a fun experience.
I will definitely go back next year. They really... It's a very good opportunity for me and some other kids to make a good time out of your summer, make some friends, gain confidence and skills you'll need.
The thing that will stay with me is the compassion the kids had for each other, knowing when to help out or just stand back. Bob Dylan said, "The times, they are a-changing," and that's certainly the case for me. This is the last time you'll see me on the Attitude screen. It's been 3 amazing years hanging out with you guys, but the time has come to say goodbye. But not before we see what's coming up next week on Attitude.
He's one of the world's top Paralympic sprinters, silver medalist in Beijing. An amputee, Francis Campan sprints 100 metres in just 11.1 seconds.
Bye.
Attitude was made with funding from New Zealand On Air.